Hey, what's up everyone? Entering Infinity here. Today we have new VGC ranked battles with Series 8. It's the first day, and it is the first time that we're having a restricted format since Sword and Shield came out, and it's my first time playing in a format that has restricted legendaries in it, so it's going to be an interesting learning curve for me. But I built a team quickly to just kind of get started. Not sure if it'll get me to Master Ball tier, so I'll probably have to change it up, but just for the sake of being able to get started, I'll take you through the team and then we will dive right in. Alright, so before we get started with our Series 8 battles, I just wanted to go ahead and do a quick team builder to show you guys the team that we'll be using and kind of the methodology behind it. So our restricted Pokemon is Kyogre with Drizzle, so we're essentially running a rain-oriented team for the most part, and it does have a Choice Scarf, and that is to catch the opponents off guard with Water Spout. So I know it's blocked right now by my face, but the first move is Water Spout, and that's primarily what we're going to be going for, because with the Choice Scarf and the Timid Nature, it can actually outspeed a Zacian that's max speed, and you can even outspeed a Regieleki that has no speed investment. So I think this would really catch opponents off guard, and just getting off a huge Water Spout turn one could pretty much devastate teams to the point where there's no coming back from it. And then we still have our Dynamax Pokemon as well. So that's really the thought here. Or for the end game to come in and just, maybe use a Scald or an Ice Beam or a Thunder if I'm using it in the late game. But primarily if I lead it, it's going to be Water Spouting. Next up is Whimsicott. The first move is Tailwind. That's just if I need extra speed control. There's actually no actual attacks on this, so it's really just to disrupt and cause problems, while Kyogre and my other powerful Pokemon really just put in the work. So I don't really expect to bring this that much, but this is just in case I need to, match Tailwinds or just, have any kind of speed control on top of what I already have. Next up is Grimmsnarl. The first move is Fake Out. That's obviously for disruption, and then we got screens and the fake tiers to combo with our special attackers like Zapdos, Kingdra, and Kyogre. Because even if the opponent has a Pokemon that can resist Kyogre's Water Spout, if we get a fake tiers off on them, they're probably still gonna get knocked out. So to have that utility in our back pocket is helpful. Next up is Hitmontop. This first move is also Fake Out. We have Quick Guard as well in case they have a lot of priority type Pokemon to catch them off guard, like a Rillaboom, to block the Grassy Glide from our Kyogre getting off a Water Spout. Then we have Close Combat just as our powerful attack, and then a Mach Punch to finish it off. And this is Focus Sashed. Next up is Kingdra. The first move is Hydro Pump. Then we got Draco Meteor and Hurricane for coverage. And this will pair nicely with the Kyogre with its Swift Swim ability, and I put a Life Orb on it. So if the opponent doesn't have any weather control, we could just right off the bat lead Kingdra and Kyogre and pretty much demolish our opponents with the sheer speed and power of the two of them. So that's really the thought process there. Next up is Zapdos. Zapdos is actually weakness policy. The first move is Thunder. Obviously to synergize with the rain mode, Thunder and Hurricane become 100% accurate in the rain, and then we have a Heat Wave in case we need to punish the opponents that are trying to use the sun against us, like a Venusaur Torkoal or Groudon Venusaur type situations. We can use Zapdos to our benefit, and in certain situations we may want to set up a screen with the Grimmsnarl and then max the Zapdos, so that way any super effective attacks we should take pretty well, and then get the boost from weakness policy and then just really pop off after that. So that pretty much rounds out the team. It's pretty straightforward. It's really fast, really hard hitting, pretty hyper offense, and if it works out well and they don't have a counter, it could pretty much demolish through teams pretty quickly, is my hope. So we'll see how it goes. If this doesn't work out too well, I'll switch up the teams, but we'll see if maybe we can make it to Master Ball with this. If not, no big deal. We could always change it up. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so first matchup today. Alright, so they have a Gengar, Politoed. Okay, interesting. So they have a rain mode and a sun mode. What do we want to do here? I think I'm going to probably lead, assuming that they're going to go for the sun mode. In which case we want Zapdos and have Grimmsnarl, and then have Kyogre in the back with Kingdra. Yeah, let's go for that. So I'm expecting a Torkoal Charizard lead. No, they do go the rain mode. Okay. So here, I am fine with I think I'm gonna max the Zapdos, get an Airstream off into the Ludi, and then drop a... Do I want to fake out? No, I think I'm gonna set up a light screen. Okay, so they withdraw Politoed, that's fine. Send out Zamazenta. Oh, so it's actually Zamazenta, not Zacian. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we get our screen up. They don't Dynamax, which is interesting. Perfect, they just go for an Ice Beam. That activates our weakness policy, which is perfect. And now we're going to get a powerful Airstream off. Which will take out this Ludicolo, assuming it's not sashed. Perfect, we pick up the KO. So I think we're in a great position right now. We've got screen up, policy's activated, and they're already on the back foot. And I honestly could care less about that Politoed right now, so I think this turn we could just go for a Max Lightning into the Zamazenta and Fake Tears the Zamazenta. So Fake Tears comes out, it's perfect. There's no way that this is living, this attack. But the Fake Tears plus the weakness policy boosted attack. This should be a knockout. Perfect. Alright, so we've already taken out their legendary. It's 2 turns, 2 knockouts. We're sitting pretty right now. So far so good. See what they're going to go for. Just another Ice Beam. That's fine, that's not going to do anything. They don't get the freeze, so we're good. We have Terrain up now, so I'm assuming they're going to have to Dynamax this last Pokemon, but we've already gotten an Airstream off, so we're faster, and with the Fake Tears combo, it's going to get knocked out, so I'm down to, unless they max guard. Alright, so I'm okay with a Max Lightning here, and a Fake Tears. Just for the guarantee in case they max guard. I mean, we're already so far ahead. Alright, perfect. So Politoed doesn't protect, so this should be a knockout, assuming it's not sashed, which they usually aren't. Max Lightning comes out and picks up the knockout. Perfect. The Fake Tears is probably unnecessary, but just in case. And they go for a Hailstorm. Okay, that's interesting. I don't even think this should pick up a knockout through a light screen. Yeah, no, we survived that, so that's fine. Alright, so this turn I'm going to protect the Zapdos because I think that's the target, and faked here's the Gengar. Okay, and they just quit. So that was a pretty solid start. I was expecting to use Kyogre in this first game, but we didn't need to, so we'll take it. Alright, on to the second match for today. Move up to beginner 3. We'll take it. Alright, so they have... And that looks more like a Series 7 and before team. It's interesting. Cinderace, Blastoise, Inteleon, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Venusaur. So they don't really have a way to set the sun. Zapdos actually looks pretty good here. Again, even though I want to use Kyogre. Yeah, I mean, I think leading the same way as last time wouldn't be such a bad thing. Alright, so I'm good with leading. Maybe let's go rain mode. Just to try it out. And then have Zapdos in the back and Grimmsnarl. Because even though 4 of their Pokemon resist water, if I don't Dynamax the Kyogre, Water Spout still should do a lot of damage. So that plus the Kingdra, we should pick up knockouts pretty good. Alright, so they lead Blastoise, Cinderace. So again, the Kyogre is Choice Scarf, so both of my Pokemon should outspeed here. So I think I want to go for a max Airstream into the Blastoise and just get off a huge Water Spout with Kyogre off the bat. Oh, perfect. They switch into Rillaboom, which is perfect, so we just used Airstream. Yeah, so our Airstream comes out, which means our Water Spout is going to come out first. So yeah, we pick up the knockout on the Rillaboom, and now we have a single target Water Spout in the rain against the Cinderace before it can change typing. So this could probably knock out. Yeah, Water Spout comes out and picks up the knockout. Perfect start. Alright. First turn, 2 knockouts, and their Dynamax is over. So there's pretty much no way back for my opponent at this point. We'll see if they stick it out or just quit, but you couldn't ask for a better start than that. Alright, so they send out Blastoise again, and their Inteleon, which is perfectly fine. You can just go for another Airstream here. I'll go into the Blastoise, and then well, we're forced to use another Water Spout, so we'll just go ahead and do that. They'll still do a ton of damage, and we're so far ahead at this point it doesn't even matter, so they're probably just going to quit anyway. No, they don't forfeit. Okay, so we get the Airstream off. Nice. Do about 50-60% to the Blastoise, and now this Water Spout, even though it's resisted, should still do a nice amount of damage. Yeah, we pick up the knockout in the Blastoise and do about 80% to the Inteleon, so this is all but over at this point. Okay, they just Air Slash into Kyogre, that's perfectly fine. And now we'll just finish this up now. Go for a Wormwind and another Spout. And Wormwind connects, picks up the KO, and we take game 2. Perfect start for today. 2-0. We'll take it. Alright, and we're up to Pokeball 4. Alright, our next opponent of the day. They have a Ditto. Wow, never seen that used in competitive. They have the Calyrex, Ice Rider one. They have Redirection, Landorus, potential Fake Out from the Liepard. Interesting. So they don't have weather control. So I think we're pretty safe to lead. Kingdra, Kyogre, and then in the back have Zapdos and Grimmsnarl. So yeah, as you can see with the last game, this lead is incredibly powerful. So if they have no weather control or a way to stop it, then it's pretty difficult to deal with. Alright, so they lead Liepard and their Calyrex. Okay, so here I think I want to Dynamax and go for Max Wormwind into the Liepard, and then I think I'm going to switch out actually into the Grimmsnarl, because I don't want to eat up a Fake Out right now. And they just max guard, which is perfect, because we didn't even target it. Oh no, they go for Copycat. Oh, so they do the Trick Room combo. It's interesting, but at least we didn't target their Maxmon, so this should hopefully KO. Nice. Okay, so they do have Trick Room up, which is not ideal. But at least they had to sacrifice a turn of Dynamax to get that up. So we will take that, and now we really got to stall out this Trick Room and their Dynamax and try to keep weather control here. Okay, so they just bring out Indeedee. Okay, so Grimmsnarl is not in an ideal position right now. Alright, so they're at -1 right now. I don't think they could knock out the Kingdra from here. So I'm going to go for a Wormwind into this, and I'm going to set up a Reflect. Yeah, they just go for Follow Me, which is expected. That's fine. I don't think they'll be able to pick out a knockout at -1 plus the Reflect up. This shouldn't do a ton of damage. Yeah, so it does about 1/3, which is perfect. Pretty safe to... I could just max guard, just to guarantee the stall out of their final turn of Dynamax. Is that safety goggles? I didn't see it take a hit. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I'm fine with even just... We could even just Wormwind again. And set up a light screen. And they just quit. Perfect. So I think we played that pretty perfectly to nullify that legendary Dynamax. So I'm pretty happy with that result. So we'll take it. It's 3-0. Alright, on to the fourth match of the day. Alright, so it looks like you have Zacian, Regieleki, Indeedee, Male, Incineroar, Dragapult, Colossal. Interesting. I don't expect them to use Colossal here. Obviously we're a rain team, so we would pretty much demolish that. You can see them going Regieleki and Zacian as a lead. So I think I'm going to lead. Let's go with Kyogre and Hitmontop as a lead, and have Kingdra and Grimmsnarl in the back. Alright, so my opponent leads Zacian and Incineroar, which is perfectly fine with me. We have a faster fake out, so we can go for a fake out onto the Incineroar. That's if they actually decide to stay in, and then go ahead and rip a Water Spout right off the bat. We get a nice Intimidate off, so that nullifies Zacian's attack boost. Alright, so we're gonna go Water Spout, and then go for a fake out onto the Incineroar just so that they can't fake us out. This shouldn't one-shot the Zacian, but it's gonna do about, I think, at least 80% damage here. Yep, so again, our Choice Scarf makes us faster than the Zacian. Perfect. So we take out the Incineroar in one shot, and we almost take out Zacian, and now it's in Mach Punch range next turn. And they were going to go for a Behemoth Blade probably into the Kyogre, which is fine. Yeah. So we take that, right? We only took about 30% damage, so we're in a great position right now. Perfect turn one. So now they bring out Colossal, and I'm expecting them to protect here to try to get their steam engine off. So what I'm actually going to do here is switch out the Kyogre into Grimmsnarl, and then I'm going to go for a Mach Punch into the Zacian to hopefully pick up the KO there. Alright, so we got our switch. Got the double shinies. Alright, they're just going to max the Colossal. But right now I'm not worried about it because we still have our Kingdra and Kyogre in the back to take care of that. So does this pick up the KO? Yes, perfect. Alright, so we knock out the Zacian, so they lose their legendary. And they just go for the Vocalith into Grimmsnarl. Perfect, we take those. So now they get rocks up, but that's fine because they're really not in a threat. Once we get out either Kingdra or Kyogre, we could take that out whenever we want. So now they bring out Regieleki. So I'm good with going for... I'm going to fake out the Regieleki and go for a close combat to get some nice damage off on there. And we'll just leave the Colossal alone for now. And they just quit. Perfect. So nice. Pick up a 4th win. Couldn't ask for a better play. Yeah, I mean, that Choice Scarf on the Kyogre really catches people off guard because, I mean, Zacian's super fast, so no one's expecting the, or most people aren't expecting the Kyogre to outspeed it. And that Water Spout turn 1, almost taking out the 1 and almost taking out the Zacian pretty much did them in. So it's exactly what we want. A best of 1, catch them by surprise, and just get off some big damage turn 1. Alright, so since that went pretty quick, I'm going to play one more for today and then call it a day. So we move up to Pokeball Tier 5, which is awesome. See if we can make it to Master Ball eventually with this team. Alright, so, oh, this is an interesting team. They got Yveltal, they're restricted. I haven't seen Tyranitar in a long time. You don't see Steelix every day, so this is pretty interesting team here. So they do kind of have weather control here, which is a bit tricky. I don't really think this is a Zapdos maxing game. I think we need to play towards the Kingdra max. But I'm assuming they're probably going to lead their weather or possibly switch it in. So I'm going to start with Kingdra and then Grimmsnarl, and then in the back we're gonna have Kyogre and Zapdos. So weather control is gonna be really key here. It's their sand versus our rain. So my plan turn 1 is hopefully they lead the sand, and then I could switch in the Kyogre, overwrite their weather with the rain, and then Kingdra will get the speed boost and get off a big attack. Okay, so they don't lead the sand. So we don't want them to get up Trick Room here, so I think I pretty much have to go for the fake out onto the Bronzong. And then I think they're going to go for just a Rock Fall here, so no, we're going to go for a Max Geyser into the Bronzong and a fake out into the Bronzong. Alright, so they go ahead and Dynamax a Regirock. We get the fake out off, perfect, prevent any potential Trick Room shenanigans. And now we get the Geyser off to the Bronzong, which does nice damage. We'll take that. Now I'm assuming they're going to go for a Rock Fall and get their sand up. Yeah. Perfect, so we tanked that pretty well, so we're in a good position now. They're probably going to protect. I could see them going for that play on the Bronzong. I don't know. I don't want to activate a possible weakness policy on this Regirock. So let's go for Max Wormwind and a Reflect this turn. And we have to get up Trick Room. I think we could still manage around it because we're pretty much crippling their offensive power here. Okay, so it only does about 20-25%, but that's fine. Lower their attack. Now they're just gonna go for a Steel Spike. We live that. Oh, we live, but we're gonna go down to sand, unfortunately. But that's fine, because then we'll get a free switch in. And they get a defense boost, which is fine, because we have special attackers, and they do get Trick Room up. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Zapdos, and we're going to try to bait it into activating our weakness policy here through Protect. So I'm going to go for a Geyser into the Bronzong and a Protect with the Zapdos. Predicting a Rock Fall there. Okay, nice. They Zen Headbutt. We block that. Hopefully they doubled up. Hopefully this goes into Zapdos. Perfect. So we eat that, and now we activate our weakness policy, double our special attack. We pick up the KO on the Bronzong. Nice. So now their Dynamax is over. They don't have control of the sand anymore, although I'm assuming they have a T-Tar in the back. But I think we're okay right now. They sent out a Steelix. That's interesting. So there's still 3 turns of Trick Room. I'm gonna go for Hydro Pump into the Regirock and a Thunder as well into the Regirock, and hope they don't protect here. We get a Crunch off of the Zapdos. Nice, we get a Paralysis with the Static. That's great. And they double connect on the Rock Slide. Hopefully we live this. Nice. Okay, that's awesome. Now we get off our 2 attacks. I'm assuming this is probably AB, maybe. It's not. Perfect. Alright, so that goes down, and now we get off a Hydro Pump in the rain. Hopefully we connect, and then we'll be sitting pretty. Perfect. And this will knock out. Nice. Alright, so we're in a great position here. So they still have their Yveltal, but we still have 3 Pokemon. We still have our Legendary in the back, so we're in a good position right now. The question is this... Yeah, this is a problem in Trick Room, so I'm going to double protect here, I think, to stall out a turn of Trick Room. Just to play it safe. I know we're ahead here, but just trying to cover our options. So they go for the Snarl. Okay, that would have been annoying, but also not doing a ton of damage either, so don't think that would have helped out too much. Alright, so now I'm going to go for a Hurricane. So it's 100% accurate, and a Thunder as well. Snarl comes out, that'll knock out the Zapdos, weaken our Kingdra. That was actually more damage than I thought. But I guess that's a Legendary. Now we get off the Hurricane, perfect. Oh wow, it's lefties. That's interesting. You know, so that was the end of Trick Room, right? We still have 3 turns of Reflect, the last turn of Rain, which is unfortunate, but that should be fine. So I'm going to go for a Hydro Pump and a Water Spout. Nice, we connect the Hydro Pump. Let's see if this can finish it. Does not. Alright, so we need this Water Spout to KO. Which it should. Yes, perfect. So we pick up the knockout and take the win. I mean, Scald was probably a smarter play there with the rain ending in case they protected, but that's fine. So, alright, so we pick up the win. Couldn't ask for a better start for today. I was not expecting to go 5-0 in this format, but we'll take it. Yeah, so if you stayed till the end, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. If you're new, leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you think of today's battles, and if you're playing, which legendary are you using, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you on the next one.